It's good to be back, boys. Hello, Ms. Anime Lord. Alright, here's the scoop. I thought about not streaming this, but my dedication to bad games is better and is just stronger than basically anything else. Why do I hate myself? If I do this to myself. Let's get started. Alright. I forgot. We were at the limousine with Daz and Rocker. I'm really hoping I hit this load button and it's not them anymore. Even worse. Okay. We're safe. I've forgotten every voice I do, so I'm just gonna remake them up, I guess. Velasquez's throne room, an undisclosed time, because we didn't feel like actually writing that. Please tell me you've allocated the funds. Oh no. We're already up shit creek without a paddle. Sorry, I had to get a voice ready. When does the yiffing occur? It doesn't. Get your fucking trash out of here. It's called furry bait for a reason.
Of course, my lord. Endymion and Conrad will be paid promptly. There will be no reason for a delay.
Very well, Dusk. Do you have any news of their journey?
I did receive word, actually. They've stopped at the Wayfarer's Tavern. With the Savior in tow, I might add.
This is excellent news.
They should be here within the day. Unless there are any unforeseen delays.
I'm really trying to get into character here. Thank you for informing me. You've done a wonderful job, Dusk. I'm informed. Guys, I really need to finish this essay for college. I'm not sure how I can write it any better. I am informed. I normally wouldn't be laughing at this, but literally the first line is "Thank you for informing me," and the third one is "I'm informed." All right, I'm glad that everyone's having a good time already. I'm really glad this is the fucking stream that everyone watches. And my treasury is full.
I do as any loyal citizen would. Your flattery honors me.
Please await their arrival at the gate. I have some matters to attend to in private.
Of course.
Of horse, even. I suppose it was about time. I need to prepare myself for what's to come. Rayo? Oh no. You can come out now. Oh shit, his name's Rayo. Oh shit. We're already into it. Hello, Velasquez. Sorry, that name doesn't convince me. This guy's edgy. He's literally so powerful they locked him in the Ark. Quick story update. Guy on the right, he's the guy that gives the main character his power to manipulate time and space. It's just saving and loading. He transcends time and space because he's just so powerful. I'm guessing it's the cog. They were really going for like a Steins Gate kind of vibe. This is the name reveal. He's been triple question marks the entire time. No, I am the main character. This is my stream. I'm literally the main character, except it's gonna write for me. Did I just hear Ho-Ho? Probably. I wouldn't be surprised if they just fucking jacked it. ... I did not call you here to insult me. Ugly ass. Right. I apologize, Master. Oh, this is gonna be a good one. I wanted to thank you. Thank me? Yes. Things are going as we planned. I don't believe we are under suspicion. It is going well indeed. But of course it is. You have me, Daddy. Yes, of course. Join me, Rayo. We should have a seat in our thrones. For today, everything comes to fruition, my queen. It took a little bit longer than I thought, but eventually we reached the town. It took about 50 fucking minutes of just bullshit dialogue, if you guys missed the last stream. So this is what society is like on Terra? It's not what I expected at all. I'm taken aback. We're instantly bombarded by beggars. They want our food and money for their own purposes. Seems like some sort of third world country. However, Endymion and Conrad seem unfazed. Is this a normal occurrence for them? Rayeli streets. Alright, rolling for which country is going to get slighted over the course of this this act. We skillfully weaved from side to side. We were walking. The streets were busy and bustling with activity. Citizens tried to sell us their wares with vigor. Most of them were odd, but all of them were suspicious. I used the two assassins as a shield as we walked. I stood both behind them and between them. This is not a place I wanted to get lost in. There are too many pores around here. And so I did my best to blend in with these locals. I ripped my shirt and threw some coins on the ground and screamed, "Oh, please, give me money, sir!" I still wasn't certain if I could trust these two, but at this point in time they were my only hope. I had to err on the side of logic instead of my gut. We turn a few more corners. So much turning. I'm surprised we haven't ended up back where we started, with all this turning, and turning, and turning, and turning. They mentioned we were going to a tavern, the Wayfarer's Tavern, for at least two reasons: to submit my immigration papers and check their mail. These are the type of goals you get in this game. I'm definitely glad to have these two men as guides. Were it not for them, I'd definitely be lost. That's not something I needed as the savior. Of course, before I continue thinking, they stop. I come crashing into both their backs embarrassingly. Did you set up your follower GIF? I did. Did someone follow? That'd be cool. Better watch step, dude. Please don't do that in the future. We're trained to attack at sudden contact. Either way. Nah. Everyone wants to see it, here it is. Yeah, it's from my graduation. Either way. Yeah, it's my middle school graduation where I had a full beard. They held me back a couple of years, but... Well, actually, it wasn't middle school graduation, it was preschool graduation. It was a really hard time. I couldn't really master, if you're happy and you know it, clap your hands. I actually used to cover my ears and like hum to myself because that song just triggered the shit out of me as a 4-year-old. Either way, I didn't mean to cause a scene. I only meant to turn around and address you. I thought I should explain things more. We're not just here for your papers. I was wondering about that actually. Checking their mail seemed like it could wait. We mentioned Lord Player earlier, right? We need to ensure he loses the election. To that end, we hired a local mercenary. They caused an uproar at his latest rally. We were able to turn his servant. It seems like more and more seek his demise. They sure know how to get things done. I'll give them that. The mercenary Kalen was promptly arrested. We believe the servant Kabu was as well. However, Kalen's goal is to plant evidence. Evidence we'll uncover during a visit. We're still on friendly terms with Player. He doesn't realize we're dressed all in black, and the only 2 assassins on Terra. He doesn't suspect us of this treason. But why did Kalen have to be imprisoned? I'm not sure. The last guest demanded it. A stealth mission would be more efficient. Imprisonment can lead to several troubles. I barely realized it, but we started walking again. I must have been too engulfed in the talking to notice. Having players' trust is a major aspect. We're free to make a startling discovery. Just as soon as Kalen plants the evidence. Indeed. The failed ritual is also key. It's brought several Earthlings to Terra. We handed them to Player for immigration. We're definitely in his good books. We'll be able to continue unhindered. We couldn't hand you to Player, however. We need you to blend in with everybody. Because you're a poor. This is why we're taking you to the tavern. So, along with handing in your papers, we're hoping to get mail from Kalen. Then we can further the plan. The Player scenario, like just walking up and grabbing it and going, "Oh shit, it's bad." Endymion and Conrad stops in their tracks again, but this time it's because we've arrived at the tavern. Bands. Once we get inside, keep a low profile. Try not to arouse any unwanted attention. We can't have any conflict inside. Take it from me, this place is busy. There are people here from other worlds. There's literally no one on the streets. We couldn't be bothered to draw them in. Try not to stare, if you can do one thing. Don't take too kindly to prying eyes. I'm gonna stare. After a few moments we enter. Yeah, it is 100% too late for being aroused. I'm at a solid, like, 8 out of 10 chub. Alright, this is not the song I anticipated for. If you look at them, they'll probably kill you. As soon as we enter, I get a sense of deja vu. I feel like I've been here before. I just can't put my finger on it. I take a few steps forward. I scan my surroundings. This place is busy. I see a waitress clumsily stumble around. There's also a man at a desk, shuffling papers. I think they're called tables. We're quickly approached by one of the workers. Howdy there! What brings you in? He's gonna sound like Squidward, and that's just how it's gonna be. I blink a couple times, unsure of what to say. The young rabbit tilts his head and looks to look behind me. Furry bait, everyone. Oh, you guys again? Can you at least buy some drinks this time? We have to make a living, you know. Hey, PB. Long time no see, buddy. I'm not your buddy. You're really gonna go and break my heart? Just like that? Ouch. How about you buy some drinks? Then we'll talk. I have an establishment to run here. I confess, we do like to come here. It's so easy to blend into the crowd, because we're poor. Of course, we can be pretty poor. We don't always have money for drinks. PB sees us as a group of freeloaders, because we are. His name is PB, just like 2 letters. That has to stand for some pretty bitch. And don't ask me what my name stands for. Pussy bussy. Penis Venus. It stands for nothing. I like personal butthole too. Nothing at all. I'll find out one day. I know it. What a ferocious little guy. And he runs this place on his own? Hey, new guy. He stares me in the eyes. A much calmer gaze than Endymion. Allow me to welcome you. This is the Krusty Krab. Yeah, dude, spoilers for Gen 8 Pokemon. So you get for leaving for even a minute. The fuck is wrong with you? Yeah, this is a Scorbunny's final evolution when you, like, ignore it and it goes through a phase at age 17. My humble home and home of the Krabby Patty. Grr, I hate being formal. It's my bar, okay? I run this place. Is he old enough to drink alcohol? What are the laws like on Terra? We opened up about a decade ago. I'm actually 57. Since then, we exploded in popularity. But we're also the immigration office. Guess after a long journey, you need drinks. A man after my own heart. I'll kill you. Oh, this little hothead. I am not little. Peevius starts fuming. Looks like he's about to get violent and shit himself. But before he can, someone steps out in front of him. Whoever it is, they keep him in line immediately. There's too many characters in this fucking game, dude. Hey. Oh, hey, Fidget. Oh, just like the spinner. What is it now? The other rabbit, or Fidget, shuffles nervously. I thought maybe it'd be Mom? I got so excited at these new guests. Do you think she'll come back today? I don't know what this voice is. I'm just kind of holding my tongue at the bottom of my mouth and talking. No, Fidget. Not today, brother. Oh, okay. Besides, it's rude to intrude like that. We're in the middle of a conversation. I said hey. He puts his hand out to shake mine, but he quickly blushes and pulls it away. Ha! Gotcha! And he runs off. Interesting. Well, sorry about that. That's my brother, Fidget. You might remember him from the summer of 2018 as the spinner. He helps out as much as he can. His dream is to be the best waiter here, but he doesn't like people. How crazy is that? He says he wants to make our mom proud. He studies under the current barmaid, Trish. He leans forward to whisper in my ear. But to be honest, they're both terrible. It's just hard to turn down free labor. He laughs before pulling back. Practice makes perfect though, right? Follow me, the three of you. We need to sit down and have a chat. Oh, I'm so happy this is just going to keep going. I'm in love with this character already. Turish is also a dude? Probably. I already got a voice. I already got a voice for fucking Big Bear Man. PB doesn't sit down with us. Instead, he hovers above the table, looking down. He has transcended space and time. So first, we need to talk about repairs. He slams his fist down on the table. The sound echoes through the tavern and people stare. Oh Jesus, what the fuck is this? Welcome to hell. Repairs? What are you talking about? Repairs for the damages you two caused. Tavern brawls aren't clean, you know. You two threw a poor guy across the room. Not poor like poor in this situation, but poor as in actually poor. You need to pay for the broken glassware. There's a huge dent in the wall, too! He points across the tavern. Sure enough, the wall is damaged. It looks rather fragile, though. That wasn't us. Of course it was. I saw it happen with my own two eyes. My two, heterochromiad eyes. His body caused the dent. Oh no. You're not talking your way out. Not like the last 10 times. Your mind games won't work anymore, guys. They cause damage here often? Yeah, get comfy. Get your hand in your nethers and, make yourself comfy. I'm starting to question these two men. It's just something expected in our work. I don't care what you have to say. You're paying up. Now. But we don't have the money. How convenient. I really mean it. Well then, I guess I'll add on interest. The cost of the damages tripled. That's not fair, PB. Neither is breaking my house. We're on an important mission this time. We'll be compensated greatly. Please just give us some more time. Aren't you always on an important mission? Well, yeah. But none have been as important as this. We've been hired by the king himself. That's so. It really is. PB then sits down across from the three of us. Alright. Start talking. Well, it's kind of confidential. Confidential? As in non-existent? You're obviously just buying time. The king would never work with assassins. PB sharply inhales as if he's about to yell, but Endymion quickly cuts him off. Is he scared? No, please. No need to call him here. Fine, you win. I'll tell you. We have to promise you'll wait. Depends on how good your story is, I suppose. A few moments pass, and then Endymion stares at me. Savior, feel free to wander while I explain. No need for you to hear all this again. That much was true. There's no reason to stay. I feel like I've heard this a million times by now. I couldn't help but notice PB's ears perk up, especially at the mention of the word Savior. I slowly stand up and start to walk away. I can hear a few keywords for him out of earshot. He's definitely telling PB the same story he told me. I approach the center of the tavern with slight anxiety. All the eyes are upon me, watching me, and I'm just staring at everyone, like I was told not to. Normally this would be scary, but it feels different. Was I truly the savior of all these people? What would I do to help them exactly? Now I knew little of the power within me. I can save and load. I wasn't quite sure how I would use it to save Terra. I'll probably load and do something different. There'd be something more to this power, or perhaps something more to this situation. I feel like I haven't been told everything. No shit. Or at the very least, Endymion and Conrad haven't. It's so secret that they haven't even been told? They were like the left and right hand of the king. I scanned the bar one final time, making eye contact, but the people quickly turn away as if in fright. Wait, there's no furry porn? That's the bait. This is an actual game. Actual US dollars were spent on this. I can tell that life for them is less than stellar. That fills me with determination to change this world. Hey, it's like my favorite game, Sans Undertale. One day, they would wear faces of true happiness. Just like I did when I won that Idol concert. Sans Undertale, baby. Hell yeah. Once I speak to the king, I'll probably go to the Ark. We need to discuss our next move pretty quickly, so I guess the only thing I can do for now is wait. I spot Fidget standing at the bar with the barmaid, or perhaps the barmaid, as I haven't seen any others. I decide to approach him for the time being. It's probably better to stick with familiar faces. You do know, you do know people. Sorry, I gotta craft a finely tuned voice for this character.
No, Fidget! Soft serve your emotions! Otherwise you risk scratching the glass!
No, he would not know you.
Sorry, Trish. I was just doing how PB taught me. Hey, let's not forget the important facts. Remember who the head barmaid is? You are. Indeed. So let PB teach you PB things. I'll teach you barmaid things, got it? Got it.
Fidget smiles widely and starts cleaning glassware. Once I'm closer, I formally introduce myself. Fidget puts out his hand but immediately retracts it. Baited again. Did he have something against shaking hands? Trish looks at him and then looks at me. She immediately puts her hand out to shake mine. Unfortunately, she forgot she was holding a glass cup. Drops to the ground and shatters loudly. Apparently, shaking my hand was more important to her.
Hey, I'm Trish, the local master barmaid. But I like to teach my trade on the side. Fidget is my latest student.
I wouldn't be here if the Division 2 didn't crash. Why me? Because you're playing Division 2. Daily reminder that if you find something funny, you click that little clip button and get whatever you need. Master Barmaid? That was a self-proclamation for sure. Something tells me this is going to end horribly. I have flashbacks of Rook teaching Jade his humor. She doesn't clean up the broken glass, she just eats it. Instead, she just takes a few steps to the side. Wow, I'm not sure how to take that. She walked away from the glass.
I'm teaching Fidget to be the best! He wants to make his mom super proud! That is, when she comes back, I mean. I'm gonna be the best barmaid ever. When Mom comes back, she won't recognize me.
Alright, thanks for stopping by, man. We'll be here for a while. I think he means bartender. Barmaid is the female nomenclature. Haha. And what do you mean by comes back? Did PB and Fidget's mother go somewhere? Every Monday. Major Minor Monday. Trish reacts and reaches out and pets the top of his head. He perks up and looks incredibly happy at this. They've both just forgotten about the broken glass.
I hope he comes back soon. I've been waiting a really long time.
Trish lets out a nervous giggle and looks at me. She takes out another glass and starts cleaning again.
So what brings you here? I saw that you came with those two men. Most people say that they attract trouble.
No, I literally just muted my mic and started going like this. And ended up on that. So, a little bit behind the scenes action. I laugh nervously as well, but for a different reason. I tell her that they're taking me to meet the king. That, and check their mail on AOL.com.
Wow, you're gonna meet King Velasquez? I'm so jealous. Can I come with you? I haven't seen him since I was a kid. Maybe he'll know where my mom is. Fidget, calm down! Don't be like that! It's rude to impose yourself on others. You should apologize to Pants. Oh, sorry. I just got a little excited. I thought he might know where Mom is. He's so old, he knows all sorts of things.
I feel bad. If it weren't for Trish, I'd say yes. He seems really dedicated to finding his mother. Dedication is something you have to respect nowadays. If the situations were reversed, I'd have asked too. What the hell is going on at your subways? What? Oh.
So, they're checking the mail? I see that involves chatting with PB.
He tilts her head in the direction I came from. I see PB yelling and flailing his arms around. Looks like he's lecturing them pretty fiercely.
You son of a bitch! Oh. He gets like that often. He flies off the handle so easily. But you learn to love it, I guess.
Endymion and Conrad proceed to wave me over. I cut the conversation with Trish and Fidget short. Thank God. But I let them know that we'll continue it later. Not thank God. I had too many questions to just stand them up. Like, where did Fidget's mother go, for example? Probably the store to get cigarettes. I also wanted to learn more about the tavern as well. Like, what do they sell here? And it would be best to learn from an unbiased source. I don't believe that Fidget and Trish know my identity. They just treat me like anyone else who came here. I couldn't say the same of Endymion and Conrad. They're definitely biased in their service to the king, and I'm still unsure how this affects the situation.
Sounds good! You know where to find us.
Yeah, and that heaping pile of broken glass. Fucking clean it! I walk back towards Endymion, Conrad, and PB, but out of the corner of my eye I see someone staring. They scope out my route and quickly intercept me. It's like they don't want me to go there. Normally I would have been surprised, but not today. I've been constantly bumping into people as of late. I stop my tracks so I don't come crashing into him. For a moment, I'm glad I did. This man is massive. He could probably rip me in two with his sheer strength. You! He looks down at me. Suddenly I'm filled with fright. Your friends talk loudly. They want to hide your role as the savior, brother. But their volume contradicts this desire. His voice is very deep. Fuck. His accent is thick. Fuck. The only character in this game to have a voice described at all. Just like we expect from a band of tribesmen. He has an accent from the land of Savangia. Whatever he's from, he's not from around here. Yeah, he's from the WWE as Macho Man Randy Savage. Tell them to keep their mouths shut. It could get them into very big trouble. Trouble that is otherwise easily avoided. He grips his ass as if to threaten me. Fuck you, Leatherman. Every time like that comes, I'll be there. I'll offer protection in exchange for money. That is, when I'm not babysitting PB. Him and his brother need constant watch. But I sell my services in my spare time. You'll know where to find me, Pants. I got you for 3 minutes. So, he's the guardian of PB and Fidget? This must be who PB threatened to get involved earlier. If that was the case, I don't blame Endymion's reaction. Oh, sorry for not introducing myself. I'm Macho Man Randy Bearvage. I feel a little out of place over here, brother. Fuck. That's better. You can call me Righty. I run the Mercenaries Guild here on Terra, brother. He extends his arm to shake mine. I do so in turn. He has a grip that's more than firm. With his righty, if he tried, he could easily break my hand. I'm known here as Protector. I'm also known as Bonesaw. My services are costly, but worthwhile, brother. I charge by the 3 minute. I guide people along their paths in life. I'm not sure I heard everything, but your path seems to be quite the arduous one, so I'm sure you'd benefit from my help. You should keep your identity more secret, brother. Endymion and Connor have been loud about it. It could attract a certain kind of person. Those who would hold you for ransom, or do other unimaginable things. I can't be the only one who overheard. Everyone else in here has ears, so you must assume that other people know, brother. To that end, I have a proposition. I'll protect you for 3 minutes. Meet me in the wine cellar wherever you can. And do make sure to come alone, alright? We need to be far away from some watchful eyes. He's called ready, but he always gets you with his lefty. Yeah, if you're lucky. Without another word, he walks off. His large steps shake the floor beneath me. My heart is beating like a drum. I don't think I've ever seen a man so imposing. Well, he's a bear. I continue my walk over to Endymion, Conrad, and PB, but I'm still open to getting interrupted again. I have a habit of bumping into random people lately. So, I see you met Righty. Always eager to sell his services. But at least he's able to make money. Unlike me. PB glares at Endymion and Conrad. Hey, you said you'd be okay with waiting. Unless you just conned the story out of us. And that wouldn't be cool at all, PB. Oh yeah, the savior. My guarantee for prompt renovations. I hope for your sake that the story is true. If I don't get my money like they promised, I'll get Righty involved here pretty quick. And he's not kind of those that cross me. Hey now, there's no need for that. I'll stand on the right side of the screen. We have no reason to lie. We mean it. I guess we'll see, won't we? PB trots off. I thought Bunny's hopped, but alright. Towards Trish and Fidget. I wouldn't be surprised if he yells at them next. Or if he accidentally steps in that broken glass carpet. So, that was Righty. We kind of almost worked with him. He was going to be the third assassin. But as you can tell, it didn't work out. He branched off to form his own unit. I guess you could say he's our rival. We fight against him more often than not. He steals a lot of our business. You know, with us having to kill someone, he'll sell his services to protect them. That's why we haven't killed anyone lately. Velasquez is giving us different work. Kind of like the player scheme and you. I'm not sure what Righty wants with you. He probably just sees a chance for money. I don't like those types of people. I'll bet that he wants you instead. Velasquez has promised lots of money. An amount that Righty could never deny. Be wary of what he tells you. His lust for gold could mean subterfuge. He'll frighten you into feeling vulnerable. And that's when he'll give you his pitch. He's a great salesman, that's for sure. But Conrad and I, on the other hand, we have nothing to hide from you. If he wants to meet you, by all means. I have some mail to check in the meantime. I keep hearing that you've got mail sound on my damn fucking tablet. As well as some immigration papers to file. I suppose I'll be seeing you later then. I'll just be here twiddling my thumbs. I don't get to be involved in anything fun. I mean, not that checking mail is fun. Oh, and one more thing though. If Righty wants to team up with us, tell him to go find his own savior. He's always after a huge sum of money. But he'll pretend that's not the case. I bet he'll want to mend things with us. And at that, I'd laugh in his face. It's a business, and we're rivals. I'm not doing anything with that man again. I nod. I wasn't aware they had a history like this. But suddenly, some of their actions made sense. Seems like everyone here is related in some way. Like we got a family bush. They all had past that intertwined with one another, likely through a similar ancestor. Potentially a grandma? I start to walk in the same direction as Brady. Drop a cowboy in chat. Okay, damn windows. I hope that the cellar would be easy to find. Is it like Fates with cowboy hat? And sure enough, it actually is. There's one set of stairs down. I see a large wooden door with a drawing taped to it. It's a cartoon wine bottle with arms and legs. Is it really a cartoon, though? Or is it another character? Upon closer inspection, it has a wide beaming smile. In the corner it says, "This is my best friend." And underneath that is signed by a fidget. Wow, that felt kind of bad. You tried. That's cute. Perhaps I'll compliment him later. But for now, I was on a mission of importance. I open the wine cellar door and begin my descent. My mind is filled with doubts that what Righty could want. Yes, I do want to save my game. The stairs creak heavily as I enter the cellar, in a way that would destroy any attempt itself. There's no doubt about it, he knew I was here, but at least he'd be able to tell I came alone. But then where was he? I finally reached the bottom. The cold force and shivers quickly up my spine. I'm not wearing shoes. The only heat in this place is the flicker of candles. Oh no. I've walked into Van Darkholm's sex dungeon. I take steps forward, looking at all the wine. There's so many bottles, so many varieties. Did PB and Fidget brew this all on their own? Probably not. I scan this place to the best of my ability, but for the life of me I can't find Righty. Hey! I jump through the air in fright. How in the world did he get behind me? Oh, did I frighten you, brother? My apologies, Pants. Did you make sure to close the door? I nod. He seems pretty paranoid about all of this. Either there, he's about to tell me something big. I'm actually not sure what would be worse right now, so instead I stare at him with an inquisitive silence. Listen, I'll make this quick. Wasting time isn't in my nature. Every conversation I'm in takes 3 minutes. I've been following you, brother. He's been following me? That's really creepy. Ever since you arrived in Terra, I watched you drop into the forest. I watched you make your way to Riley. Riley? That must be the name of this town. I know who you are and your mission here. So you don't have to hide anything from me, brother. Why would be following me like that? And how do you know about the ritual? I can't help but shake this feeling. I feel like everyone's been lying to me. I don't think you fully understand things, you dumbass. But then again, neither do the assassins. They're simply being used by the king. Huh? Give me a chance to explain myself first. I assure you I'm not against you. I value your life and your safety. If I wanted to hurt you, I would've. After all, I'm blocking the only exit, brother. That's a pretty terrifying way to reassure me. It's as if I could just load and go right back up the stairs. But he spoke the truth, as harsh as it was. So please hear me out. I beg you. You're about to make a terrible mistake. I shrug and decide to listen. I wasn't in a position to make an educated decision. I moved to the wall and pressed my back against it. Better get comfortable for what I'm about to hear. Now, where should I begin? He takes a few moments before speaking, as if he's lost in thought. Let's start with the issue of Velasquez. He's a bitch. Has some very condemning evidence. He is lying. Playing at the sinister scheme. He has touted you as the savior to everyone, but you're not. Thanks to your friends, this is spreading. But I know this was also part of his plan. The more people that talk about you, The easier it is to hide his true intent, brother. The less it says and spread the rumors. I have to be wary of what he says. I was told he could resort to deceit. If he's against them, he's against the king as well. So it makes sense that he'd want me to change sides. Right now, I don't know exactly where he's hiding, or what he's hiding. Because he's extremely good at hiding it. I wouldn't have guessed. But I just know that it's there. Endymion and Conrad are too far gone to see. Now I'm glad I didn't become an assassin. I was close, but backed out near the end. They wanted me to cut my cute Justin Bieber haircut. The orange and brown stuff on the top of my head. Velasquez had a ruthless litmus test. You had to go into a cage for 3 minutes to fight Spider-Man. Well, I had to do something unthinkable. I can't tell you what it is, though. It involved touching pee-pees. I swore an oath of secrecy back then. If I was swole as fuck, I'd buy a Conan the Barbarian looking ass outfit. Yeah, same. I would just stream in like leather shoulders with spikes in them. And no matter what, I'm still honorable, brother. I had a man undercover in the castle. His job was to extract anything he could. I'm led to believe he found something big. I know that you might not believe me, or at least my word alone. So that is why I have evidence. Velasquez caught my undercover agent. He directed his efforts into capturing him. His name was Kalen, my top mercenary. Oh shit. Hey, I recognize that name. That's who Endymion and Conrad are expecting mail from. Kalen was undercover as a royal servant. Velasquez needed him silenced immediately. So he gave Kalen a condemning order. He asked Kalen to help ruin Blair. They'd plant fake evidence in his estate. Together they'd ruin his campaign. If he was denied, his cover would be blown. Bless you. His reputation as a mercenary ruined. You're useless if you can't hold your cover. Velasquez had him in a checkmate. He had no choice but to accept the mission, so he went on to disrupt Player's rally. Isn't it extremely convenient? Kalen now rests in a prison, silenced. The one man who could help expose Velasquez. Seems a little too precise to be coincidence. And Endymion and Conrad helped the king. They think they're exposing Lord Player. But this is a ploy to get Kalen in jail. Some may call him Jalen. Your friend will find his mailbox empty. Even though it's been playing that "You've got mail" sound every time. Velasquez has already attained his goal. The empty mailbox will be proof enough. Blair has top-notch security on his estate. Kalen will not be able to follow through. He'll simply starve and die in prison, brother. I know that Velasquez hates Lord Player, but this plan has nothing to do with that. If anything, he wants Player to help out. Player will keep Kalen under constant watch. After a week, he'll starve to death, taking all the evidence with him. That makes sense. Things are starting to come together. I don't trust this guy at all, as a matter of fact. Everyone in Terra seems connected somehow. Like that common ancestor goes back maybe a generation, so we're like talking to everyone who has a great-grandma, maybe a grandma as well. No one knows. Everyone seems related somehow. This political puzzle is finally starting to take shape. Endymion and Conrad are too far gone. Again. They would never question their king. Again. I literally said this. No matter how odd the order seemed. Kalen was very skilled at stealth. Especially with that little earring he had. There was no reason to capture him, except that he yelled inside of a fucking rally. You could have planted evidence in the night. And why not ask Endymion and Conrad? They have Player's unconditional trust. They could have easily planted evidence. It makes absolutely no sense. But they serve without question. I fear they're leading you to your demise. And if you doubt what I'm saying, well, they did the same to Kalen, brother. He will die unless he gets broken out. I'm not breaking him out. Even when they find their mailbox empty, I don't think they'll realize the truth. they will still take you right to the king. Even if that means leaving Kaelin to die. You see, they're blinded by money. Something they often accuse me of. But me, I value your life. I want to keep you safe from the king. And from those two heartless killers. Please help my cause instead. Together we can rescue Kaelin. In the process we can influence Velasquez. I'm sure that you hold common sense. We can't just let Kaelin die in a cell. Hell in a cell, brother. Nor can we let Velasquez win like that. 18 feet. Announcer's table. Pow! Mankind threw it.
By God, he's broken in half.
Upstairs, I was just putting on an act. I wanted it to seem like a sales pitch, brother. Please maintain that facade for me, okay? If they ask you what happened, tell them you refused my offer to help. But do not reveal anything I've said to you. He lets out a sigh. I wish I could have gone to you first. It would have spared so much trouble. No doubt you are extremely confused. If I found you first, you'd be fine. It makes more sense with a clear head. An open mind, like the other one had. The other one? Is all very confusing. I'm not sure what to do. Lots of information is conflicting right now. But Righty hasn't hurt me yet, so there's that. Wait a minute, did you say the other one? Because of Kaelin, I know about the rituals. Today, I was able to intercept it. I was hoping to grab you, but I couldn't. For some reason, the ritual brought two. So instead of you, I got someone else. Perhaps they can convince you as a friend. Oh shit, was it Killa? Did you get Killa? Oh no. He turns his head to the darkness of the cellar. You can come out now. Shadow emerges from the darkness. Who is it? And at that moment, I was utterly shocked. Oh, it was probably fucking... self-insert. Oh shit, it is Killa. No! They killed him! Killa? No! Oh my god! Ah! Meanwhile, back on Earth, a shady back alley late into the night. Perfect. So, how you holding up? Who? I'm tired. You shouldn't have woken me up. Shock. You needed to know. Don't give me any of that nonsense. You and Clay's went way back. So... I just wanted to talk to you about this. I know it must be affecting you somehow. Your childhood friends, you know. You should go back to your contest winners. Seems to me that they were more obsessed. Why don't you go interrupt their sleep? Don't be stupid. Listen, you know I care about you. If I were in your shoes, I'd need a friend. I'm just doing what's appropriate, Shock. This affects me more than it does them. Who are you to say what affects me or not? Stuff your nose back in that tablet, Rook. It doesn't belong in my personal business. Oh shit. Sorry for caring. I know why you really called this meeting. You don't care about how I feel at all. You don't care about whether or not I'm staying? Now to cut to the chase, none of this is about my friend. It's about number 15. How our careers will change. Shock, I really do care. I know what it's like to lose someone. I've been in this exact situation before. Is that so? That's not what I heard. I heard that you like to abandon others. It's like the reverse, Rook. People lose you. Now I told you to cut to the chase. What's the real reason you called me here? Fine. I guess I'll pretend not to care. There's something you're good at. Singe decided to restructure the tour. Opening it will be a memorial service. You know, like a vigil in Clace's honor. Really? Singe has sentiment? Well, I guess you could say that. But he did it to minimize refunds. The fans will still want to attend. That makes more sense. Here I thought he might have grown a heart. He wanted me to ask you something. If perhaps you'd make a little speech. You know, as a childhood friend of Clace. The fans might want to hear your voice. If you could give the vigil, it could give the vigil more impact. I'll think about it. Really? He was one of your best friends. This is his memorial service, you know. You really have to think about this? Indeed I do. You've got a problem with that? No. Also, there'll be a big announcement. Daz will take place in the tour. We would appreciate it if you stayed. Rocker's gonna stay. He pledges service to Daz. What do you think about that, Shock? I think I'll have to think about it. Very well. Can I go now? I suppose. But first, about the contest winners. They are not precious to me. The contest was Clace's idea, Shock. I did it for him, and now he's gone. They'll wake up to some horrible news, assuming they haven't heard already. In fact, we might even send them home. Singe needs to decide what we'll do. I'll have you know they don't impact me. Got it? And about what you might be feeling, just please do me one favor, Shock. Shove it up your ass. Blow it out. Don't make the same mistake I did. With all due respect, Rook, you can go fuck yourself. Only you could screw up that bad. Shock storms off, pushing Rook out of his way. Wow. And people think I'm a jerk.
Well then, what's gotten into him?
Oh, there you are, Daz. I think he skipped a few steps. He went right into the anger stage of grief.
That's a fact. I can see it on his face. I guess we all handle things differently.
Yeah, and some more harmful than others. Thanks for coming to see me, at least.
No problem. Is there anything I can do? If I can help in any way, please tell me.
Well, I know that you're with Singe. Perhaps you have some more information for me? Aside from your promotion, I mean. Singe told me about that directly, but I don't know much else, other than the changes to opening night.
Well, I talked with Rocker for a bit. He seemed more interested in mythology, so I tried to get out of there quickly.
Sounds like him. It's admirable, though. He's able to study while abroad, if only he didn't show it off all the time.
Yeah, it can be a little troublesome. I could give you a big lecture, though, especially on the creation of Japan.
You're implying I couldn't do the same. Remember, I work with him every day.
Hey. Well, anyway, about the murders. I think there's a breakthrough here.
Really? You'd think I'd know about that. My mailbox is usually flooded all night.
The police are even keeping it a secret. But they found a culprit. At least, for half the cases. This person confessed to being a copycat. They were responsible for the gun murders.
Interesting.
They have a solid alibi for all of the cases. Now we're left with a bunch of suicides. So the real mystery still isn't solved. People are taking their own lives, even if they're completely healthy, and with no evidence left behind either. It seems as if the bodies are removed. It's the only way... Excuse me. It's the only way this makes sense.
So there's another killer out there then?
It seems to be that way. But the police don't care. They're closing the case in the morning. Those be labeled as suicides, even though that's physically impossible.
Indeed. Anyone could realize that. The crime scenes don't match the crime. A bit premature to close the case like that.
Of course. But there's nothing we can do. If it's closed, we'll never know the truth. This leaves it in the hands of the others.
So you want to play detective now?
I want to know who did this to us. Don't you? I want to know who killed him.
I'd rather not know. Don't you read? Finding the culprit makes you a target. Just someone else I need to silence. I'd advise you to drop it, Daz. We don't need to lose another idol. We need to work on moving forward together.
You have a point. But Singe didn't back down so easily.
He never does. What do you do now?
He already has a suspect in mind. Lace's bodyguard.
Really?
Yeah, and it kinda makes sense. The murder started when we arrived, and the scene seemed expertly tampered with. It makes sense given his background. He worked for the police before Singe. He'd be able to pull the strings like that.
Seems too simple to me.
I thought so at first, but Singe called him in for questioning, and that's where it gets more suspicious. It seems that he's fled Tokyo.
I bet you his fucking bodyguard is Endymion. Singe's office earlier that night. So what do you mean he's gone?
It's just like it sounds. We can't find him anywhere. He might as well have vanished.
How convenient.
We found a letter in his room, though. It simply reads, "I'm sorry."
An admission of guilt, perhaps.
It doesn't seem that way. If he did this, he wouldn't be sorry. In fact, he wouldn't leave anything behind. It seems to be more of a genuine apology. Perhaps he's ashamed that he failed us. It was his duty to protect Clace after all. I think the letter is of his resignation. He couldn't face us again after this.
Or maybe it was to throw us off the trail. Now let's go to live in silence. We need to hunt for him immediately.
That's a pretty far-fetched theory. I don't mean any offense, Singe.
Far-fetched coming from you. I thought you relished in far-fetched. Things being both alive and dead at once. You write about quantum mechanics all day. And you say my theory is far-fetched? At least I've based mine on reality. I'm sorry, Jade. That was rude of me. It's just been a really long night, and I don't think it'll end anytime soon.
I'll accept your apology. You're under extreme duress after all.
Alright, man, thanks for stopping by. Hope you enjoyed. Thank you. So what do we do now?
I think we just move on with our lives. There's not much else we can do. We'll just pay attention to media reports. We're not detectives. We're not police. We can't be expected to solve this, Singe. We have to drop it and leave it to them.
If only it were that simple.
I do agree, but we can't just sit around. The tour isn't going to run itself. We have lots to do and in so little time. First and foremost, a new bodyguard. We need to hire some protection. Not just for Daz, but for everyone. I have a few candidates gathered here. I went on a little hunt for CVs. And I've already run the background checks.
Thank you, Jade. You're helping me stay sane. I don't know what I'd do without you.
Don't mention it. I'm just doing what you pay me for. I recommend the candidate named Acheron. His past experience is very impressive. That, and he has a perfect track record.
Ah, fuck, that character's actually important to the story, so I gotta get another voice. Very well. I'd like to see him. Can you call him in here immediately? I'm sure he'll understand our predicament. Of course.
Of course, Singe. But one more thing. Jackie. What should we do with the contest winners? The sun will rise soon. I have no idea.
I had completely forgotten. It's always something, isn't it? Bring them to me when they wake up, okay? I'll decide what to do when I meet them. This has turned into one huge headache. He takes a deep breath and places his face in his hands. It might be better just to send them home.
I stare in shock for what seems like an eternity. My mind is bombarded with impossible questions. Why him? Why Killa out of everyone? They could have brought any other character in, but they brought him? A cacophony of thoughts and voices assault my mind. Ah! How on earth did Killa end up in Terra just like that? Hey! Are you okay? You look like you've seen a ghost! I don't really believe in ghosts all that much, but I'd assume I'd felt the same as seeing one for real. This is the last possible thing I expected to happen. Snap out of it, okay? There's a lot of talk about here. That much was true. I've snapped back into reality. Oh, there goes gravity. Perhaps a thorough explanation of this can help me, because right now I'm still wondering why Killa is here. I decided this is a good question to start with. Why the fuck are you here? Well, I remember one last thing. We were in the hotel, watched some TV, and they reported Claes was killed. Ray's ears perk up at the mention of the name Claes. At least that's what it seemed like to me. He has bare ears, so they don't really perk up. They're already up. It's possible that he was confused with the word TV. But then, that's all I remember from Tokyo. As quick as I saw that, I was here. I thought I was hallucinating or something. I panicked and eventually collapsed. I ate a face full of soil, embarrassingly. I was on the ground for a really long time. That is, until this guy found me. He motions his head towards Righty, who's on the left still. Yeah, that's how it happened. I didn't think the ritual would bring two. So as soon as I could, I snatched Killa up. Ooh, like a snack, brother. I was too late by the time you came. Endymion and Conrad already got you. Our only option was to watch and sneak. I had to find a chance to get you alone for 3 minutes. 3 minutes of playtime. That's why I invited you down here to talk. Colonel, I'm trying to sneak around, but the sound of my stairs to the cellar are creaking too loud. Killa has told me a lot about you as well. Can I continue now? Yes, of course. Righty told me his side of the story. Let me just say, it makes way more sense. I think you're following the wrong guys. Endymion and Conrad are too gullible. They believe anything the king says. They even realize that they're slaves. Huh. I'm not sure how to make this any clearer, but if you go with them, I'm going to fucking kill you. The king does want Lord Player to lose, but this killing matter is totally separate. There's blatant holes in their orders, but they're too loyal to the king to see. They followed without a single objection, but Righty here thinks before he acts. He's not a thrall to this Velasquez. I think he's the good guy here, Pants. What do you think? You have my back, don't you? I honestly don't know what to think. I'm so confused. Some of this makes sense, but some of it's outrageous. I start to piece it all together in my head. Killa didn't mention the arc. It must be specific to me. It makes sense they got here before me then. The man in the arc didn't intercept Killa's trip. But I still have no idea why Killa was brought here. Is it just because he was beside me when I was taken? I explained everything to Killa. He had a revelation about the ritual. He said that your world suffers from it? Oh, right. I nearly forgot about that. This whole world and the ritual? It ties into the Midnight Deaths. Your two friends, Endymion and Conrad? The ritual they're performing? It's the sole cause of the Midnight Deaths. Wow, we made that revelation 3 fucking years ago, dude. Interesting line of thought. I asked him to elaborate. I wanted to see if his thoughts line with my own. Well, the ritual was once a day, and it had to be at the same time, too. The same rules as the Midnight Deaths. There is a time difference, though. Midnight on Earth could be daytime here. Regardless, the ritual steals an Earthling. And when an Earthling comes here, they die. At least, they do on Earth. For some reason, they live on Terra. There's no other explanation. Yeah, there's a different time zone on the other planet. The writing.
Mamma mia.
It made sense, but there are a few glaring holes. We were brought here after midnight. We were still able to hear news of Clay's death. I challenge his theory with that fact and logic. Destroyed! Hey, you're right. In that case, I don't know. Furthermore, his theory assumes some odd things. First of all, that Clay is alive and well on Terra, and second, that we're both dead on Earth. I decided not to tell him about the Ark. I play alongside his process of thought. If his theory were true, there would be 3 rituals. One for Clace, one for him, one for me. I direct that challenge to Righty. What are you looking at me for, brother? It was only ever performed once a day. Those were Velasquez's strict orders. I don't think they would disobey him. It can't be coincidence, though. They're way too similar to ignore. You and I standing here is proof of that. Well, yeah, I can just fucking go back. So... A small timing issue can't prove me wrong. I'm too stupid. Everything still kind of lines up. That's not true at all. Place isn't with us. And Ray says the ritual's only performed once. It pokes holes all over Killa's theory. But there has to be a reasonable explanation. Perhaps the ritual brought all of you. But you just traveled at different speeds? This would compensate for the difference. No, it can't be that. We were still on Earth past midnight. Let me think about this for a moment. I got it! You know the news report? That was on TV an hour after Clay's death. What if time on Terra just moves faster? If 1 hour there is 1 day here? Well, it explains everything perfectly. The ritual of another day brought us here. It also explains why we never saw Clay's, but also why we came here at the same time. Except it doesn't. We came here a day later than he did. He could be anywhere by now, you know? That's possible. It's not an overly huge difference. Besides, Endymion and Conrad did talk about time's flow, but they did also say they fucked up the ritual a bunch of times, so and there's only like 3 deaths. I still just like the implication that we're both dead. But some of this is just wishful thinking. We don't know the specifics about either world, namely, the amount of rituals and midnight deaths. If we did, we'd be taking steps in the right directions. But again, there were too many coincidences at play. I'd have to stop considering the deaths a mystery now. We need specifics, but it clearly involved Terra, and the King's rituals were the most probable cause. Killa believes the ritual is responsible. Endymion and Conrad are the murderers. There is logic behind his theory as well. Either way, we can't learn the truth. Not while chilling down in a wine cellar. I'm sure you can agree with me on that one. Reddy cracks his knuckles loudly. He then stares down at me menacingly. One very important question remains. One that you can answer here and now. Who do you believe? Will you go back upstairs? Will you travel with Endymion and Conrad? Even though the king lies to all of you. Will you come with us? We can rescue Kalen as a team. And his testimony will expose Velasquez. I can't guarantee your safety if you leave. I won't be able to watch over you anymore. But if you stay with us, I'll keep you safe. We'll help Kalen reveal the king's motives. That may be how you really save Terra. But we're under the hand of a tyrannical ruler. You're gonna come with us, right? I mean, we're friends and stuff. I save. This is a hard decision to make. If I sided against Endymion and Conrad, they'd hate me. I'd probably make enemies out of Velasquez's assassins. But on the other hand, Kalen might not have proof. The king may not even be as bad as Righty claims. There's also the risk of the rescue mission failing. That, and I'd have assassins out to get me. Siding with Righty and Killa seems very risky. I might not be able to complete my mission as savior. However, if I side with Endymion and Conrad, then Killa and Righty might become my enemies. But Endymion and Conrad will bring me right to the king. I'll be able to hear the plan from the man himself. This would be the easiest route for me to take, especially if I wanted to help the man in the Ark. But what if Velasquez did want to use me for evil? There's a chance that meeting him could condemn me. Once we're face to face, he could do anything. And what if Endymion and Conrad have a secret agenda? They are assassins after all, not peacekeepers. This is a tough choice indeed. I wish it was easier as the choices back in Tokyo. Ha ha ha! Things are getting far less black and white on Terra. I stand in silence, thinking what to say next. Would you like to save your game? Hell yes, I would. Who do I believe? Who do I side with? Alright, if I'm gonna be real with you, it's feeling like a pretty solid Endymion and Conrad. Because Rady literally is just like intimidating me to join him, which Conrad and Endymion literally said he would do. Kill is stupid as shit. And he goes to maid cafes, so what are you gonna do there? Yeah, fuck this shit. I'm out. It's not easy for me to break the news to them, especially since I'm staring them in the face. But I let them know I trust Endymion and Conrad. Ah! Ugh. They stare at me, their gaze is like knives. Then they try to cut through my resolve, but they can't. Of course, they don't know the real reason I'm here. I'm performing reconnaissance for the man in the Ark. This isn't something I can just tell them, nor is something I would expect them to believe. But for now, they might secretly resent me. Secretly? Endymion and Conrad had no reason to lie to me, and if the king tried anything heinous towards me, I could use my power to escape his grasp. There's also the fact that the king trusts them. It would be easy just to walk in and meet him. This is the best course of action for my mission. Were I to go with Rady and Killa, it would be too risky. My personal mission could fail. Rady is free to rescue Kaelin, as I'm sure he will. But my presence was unfortunately required elsewhere. I'm afraid it's too late, Killa. Your friend is under the king's spell, too. I don't know about that, Rady. I think he's smart. Perhaps he's planning something on his own. I'm still your friend, Pants. I wouldn't drop you over something so small. Yeah, who would honestly just like side with Killa ever? I can't say the same for Rady, though. No harm will befall your friend by my hand. However, I will be unable to protect him. My focus now lies in rescuing Kaelin. That's a shame. Rady would be a great ally to have. If he were to protect me, there's nothing I'd fear, except assassins. Alas, this was not going to happen, at least not yet. Although I'm sure Endymion and Conrad were strong, and we had strength in numbers, not just strength. I guess you aren't the type to see reason. You should go back upstairs to your friends. Hill and I have much to discuss. It's truly a shame, though. My plight fell on deaf ears. I feel like he's ordering me rather than requesting. I should probably go back upstairs before he bursts. I can tell he's angry, but I can see him holding back. I don't know how to react to this. I still trust you, though. I'll see you later, if I have time. But I guess Rady wants me to stay. Apparently we have some planning to do. But this isn't the last you'll see of me. I nod. I don't want to be on Rady's bad side, or his left. Right now, the best course of action is to leave. Bants! My ears perk up as Rady says my name. He interrupts me just as I'm about to turn away. I sense that you still hold great honor. If you change your mind, I will welcome you. And if we meet as enemies in the future, I will not use lethal means to subdue you. Wow, he is great at making people feel safe. At least he won't kill me if we ever end up fighting. Follow me, Killa. We have to go further into the cellar. Killa looks back at me once before leaving me behind. I feel like I just cut off an important avenue. Hopefully my choices deliver me no regret. That internal debate fills my mind. I doubt what happened as I slowly ascend the stairs. When I get back upstairs and notice how loud it is, the tavern definitely became more lively since I left. The place is absolutely littered with patrons. Missed opportunity just to have them slightly behind that big barrel. Yeah. Is it gone yet? I don't know. Just listen for the stairs, Rady. They all look incredibly happy amongst themselves, much better than the faces I saw them wear earlier. At this moment, it seems that Terra doesn't need saving. Of course, that feeling was ephemeral, as most are, I realize the happiness is most likely from the drink. Each of them holds an overflowing stein in their hands. They seem not to care how much they're spilling, and I try to figure out my next course of action. I should probably go talk to Endymion and Conrad. They probably have some questions about Righty, and I'm curious to see if they got their mail, that, and if they filled out my papers correctly, or they filed my papers correctly. I'm sure they got their mail from Kalen. I didn't fully believe Righty's little story. Well, even if there wasn't any mail, I'm sure there's a logical explanation. Hey there. Surprised at all the people? I nod. People seem to forget what we are. At night, we turn into a watering hole. No immigration papers to be found. Not that it bothers me, of course. Everyone is on some journey of their own. We cater to every type of person. People have come a long way to be here. Or people who still have a long way to go. Anyways, I saw you go downstairs. You must have had a chat with Righty. I nod once more. He always has something to say, that one. Sometimes I think he's bored. He sits around all day on his own. Do you want to come have a drink? Me and Fidget were about to sit down. There's something we should talk about. We have our own special table, so we don't need to wait for any vacancies. He points to a table near the corner of the tavern. I see Fidget sitting down. He's talking to himself, of course. I shrug and say sure. I didn't have anything to lose. Great! Oh, and one more thing. While you're here, you drink for free. He starts walking towards the table and I follow. I wave to Endymion and Conrad as I pass them. I just want them to know that I'm not ignoring them. They wave back with a nervous look on their faces. When we arrive at the table, I promptly sit down. I yawn loudly and stretch my arms. Hopefully I can just relax for a while now. I haven't gotten to do much of that lately. Hey, godparents! I sit there and wait for him to hold out his hand, but he doesn't do it this time. Interesting. So I heard you're the savior or something? And that's why you're meeting Velasquez? That is so cool! I wish I was important like that. I've been seeing the king since I was little. I glanced over at Peepee, so he told Fidget, and Endymion and Conrad surely wanted me to keep it secret. I guess Peepee is the type to talk. I guess I'll need to keep that in mind for the future. Hey, don't look at me like that. Don't condemn me for telling Fidget. He's my brother. That's my best friend, you know. It's my clarinet. And besides, what kind of threat is he? He's mentally deficient. Not like he could ever hurt someone. He can't even shake their hand. I trust him forever. Fair enough. Dropping it for now. We had something to talk about, remember? I didn't take you over here to judge me. This is more like the PB I saw earlier, easily angered and extremely defensive. Are you gonna let me talk to you or not? I surrender and apologize for derailing the subject. Thank you. So if we could just get back on track, I need to talk to you about Righty. I know that you two talked in the cellar, and I'm pretty sure I know what happened. He hates King Velasquez with a passion. This is one of the reasons I dislike Righty. That hatred totally clouds his judgment. Let me guess. Wanted to expose the king? Said he had some sort of evil plan? I nod. That was actually an apt summary. Even if I didn't really believe the story. Wow, PB's great. Sounds like Squidward and covers that fucking 20 minutes of plot in 2 sentences. I'm gonna lay this out right here. Velasquez has never hurt anybody. We've only known peace under his reign. Well, except for... I'll get there, Fidget. Just hold on. History of his rule goes back millennia. He's been nothing but altruistic. I know that Righty is strong and smart, but on that matter alone, he is biased. I really have no idea why. Fidget and I owe Velasquez so much. I don't know why he hired those assassins, but I trust his judgment unconditionally. I guess PB doesn't know that they've always worked for him. He thinks that they're new to Velasquez's employ. I won't reveal this to him. It seems to be a secret. I wonder if their relationship had to do with this. Endymion and Conrad did mention they were almost a trio. Perhaps Velasquez did something to make him back out. I think Righty mentioned some sort of litmus test. Hey, you there? Phoebe snaps his fingers as to jerk me out of a reverie. I'm trying to talk to you here. It's rude to stop paying attention. He's right, and I apologize once more. This whole situation just gets more and more confusing. I don't know whose side is the right side. Now, if you'll let me continue. Riley used to work for Velasquez. What? Really? And I don't mean casually or anything. Riley was Velasquez's go-to man. That's a surprise to me. I wonder what caused him to turn so drastically. There was an incident about 10 years ago. Me and Fidget were very young. Velasquez called it the Exodus Project. Exodus? That name seemed eerily familiar to me. I guess I need to explain Terra some more, or else the story won't really make sense. I forgot you were new here for a bit. Terra is extremely open to immigration. We offer people a second chance on our soil, to start anew, or to escape harm. But once they arrive, they're kind of stuck here. Leaving Terra is impossible. Impossible? That's what makes us special. Well, we're something like a one-way street. Still better than your world, though. I heard that you have no open connections. I'm not sure how you even survive. That's a good question, actually. Anyway, back to the Exodus Project. It was an attempt to open our connection. Velasquez wanted to let people leave. If people could come and go as they please, Terra would flourish for an eternity. No more overpopulation or famine. That, and Velasquez could expand. No more would he rule over just Terra. He would rule the entire galaxy for sure. Of course, it didn't go as planned. One look around could easily tell you that. It was a huge disaster. People died. Either that or they got stranded in space. Our mother was one of these people. Velasquez wanted only the smartest on Terra. Unfortunately, they suffered the most. We lost some of our key public figures, like Jackie the Jackrabbit and Roger the Raccoon. But we know that Mom is out there. She'll come back one day. She has to.
She was so smart.
Fidget explains this with pride.
She's smart enough to find her way back. I don't care how far she ended up. I'm being patient. I'll even wait forever.
Brady was close to her mom, you could say. He felt responsible for her disappearance, especially since he helped Velasquez out. Velasquez needed to fix his public image. He needed to show people that he cared. There was some heat on him after all this. So he funded the creation of our tavern, and tasked Righty with building it. Around 10 years ago, we weren't here. Wait, so Velasquez is the true owner of the tavern? And he got ready to build it from the ground up? That's a really impressive feat. I'm stunned. Velasquez wanted to create a landmark. One of galactic proportions, I mean. So the people knew how to get back home. He wanted the word of Terra to spread. He wanted everyone to know about the tavern. Eventually the lost ones would hear of it. And that's the reason we run this place. We hope that one day Mom will come back. That maybe she'll walk through that door. That's what keeps us going. With every second she gets closer.
She's gonna be so proud of me. I've grown really big since she left. I'm learning to be good at chores.
You're doing a great job, Fidget. That's what I wanted to tell you anyways. I don't think Velasquez is up to anything. At least nothing like Righty believes. At first the scope for this place was clear, but over time its reasons was lost. If I read another It's in this fucking game, and it's the wrong one, I'm gonna cry. Now we're in just a plain barn office. As this happened, Righty changed too. He got less and less interested in waiting. Perhaps he lost hope, assuming Mom was...
Hey, don't say that! It's not true!
Sorry. So, Righty has a few reasons to hate. But you know what they say, haters gonna hate. But we don't know what the real one is. I try pressing him for it all the time, but he just says he can't tell me. Something about being a man of honor. But he never leaves the tavern or our side. I think he wants to make it up to us. Even though I forgave him long ago. A man of honor, huh? Ray said it earlier when we were in the cellar. when I asked him why he didn't become an assassin. Did that have to do with all this? The more time he spent here at the tavern, the more he hated King Velasquez. It grew and grew over a long period of time, and that's all there is to it, really. His hatred seems to transcend everything, no matter how good Velasquez has done, and that is a lot of good. I'm sure you can agree with me. I mean, just look at this tavern. Indeed, Velasquez seems like a very nice ruler. He owned up to and corrected his mistakes. Doing something like that is very noble. Definitely a mentality befitting that of a king. In the very least, I'm glad that PB told this to me. It solidified in my mind that Reddy wasn't correct. He may have gotten Aquila, but I know who to trust. Endymion and Conrad will help me succeed in Terra. Let's push matters of the past aside. I have my own theory on the future. Whatever it is that makes him special, I think I know what Velasquez wants. He wants to helm another Exodus project. Whoa, really? You're being hailed as a savior. I have no doubt in my mind. He used that term in the past as well. Before the first Exodus project, he promised that Terra would be saved. I'd say you have a long journey ahead. I guess it's only fitting you came here. The Wayfarer's Tavern, I mean. I hope your journey is swift and safe. I hope that's the case as well, though Ray tried to make me sway from the path. It didn't work, but I hope it never happened again. I hope they were able to rescue Kalen. I didn't really believe his entire story, but Kalen was in jail, that much was certain. I decided to ask PB about his thoughts on Lord Player. Well, some people don't like immigration. They think it's harming Terra irreparably. Lord Player is just one of those men. I can see where he's coming from, but he thinks a total severance. The Exodus project was more admirable. Life on an unconnected world? I'm not sure why Player wants that. It seems like it would just be impossible. No offense, of course. I'm sure they made it work back on Earth. None taken. In fact, Terra was odd for me. We just have some major cultural differences. Well, thanks for listening to me anyway. I didn't mean to talk for so long. I'll let you get back to your friends. When he says friends, he looks at two Endymion and Conrad. I smile and thank him for the chat before leaving. As soon as I stand up, I look towards the assassins. They seem to be deep in conversation amongst themselves, but as I'm sure it involves me, I walk towards them. When I arrive at the table, I promptly sit down. I sure have a lot to tell these two, especially with what just happened in the cellar. I look at both of them as they sit across from me, and awkward silence ensues, and they display worry. Did I miss something on their end as well? It takes a moment before the silence is broken. Why aren't you getting popular? Looks like you have quite the following. I'm not sure how to take that. That was uncalled for, Conrad. They can make as many friends as they want. Besides, the more the merrier. We might just be here longer than we thought. What? Well, Endymion went to check the mail. It might as well have been lined with dust. There was nothing in there. Nothing at all. I'm afraid it's true. That's what Reddy expected. I'm worried. This isn't a good sign. But Conrad here is jumping to conclusions. I prefer to think of things more logically. You seem to think that Kalen's in danger. What else could it mean? He's failed to execute mission parameters. That definitely means something's wrong. It could just mean a simple change of plans. That happens all the time, Conrad. Remember the line of work we're in. You sure about that? Well, no. Exactly. Endymion has it all wrong. He thinks we should take you to Velasquez, even if Kalen's life is clearly in danger. Twisting my words as usual. I only said it would be logical. We can't just go attacking Player's home. Our cover would be blown. He'd know our true allegiance. The smear campaign would go on to fail. Velasquez wouldn't lose the throne, Conrad. We'd fail everything he wants us to do. We can't break our mission parameters. Well, I think that... I decided to cut them off right here. I could end their senseless bickering immediately. Huh? I tell them what Ray said to me in the cellar. They don't need to worry about Kalen right now. Ray is mounting his own little rescue mission. They could take me straight to Velasquez. Oh, you've got to be kidding me. You must know of some of what we planned. I didn't know he still used spies. I let them know that Kalen was the spy here, as well as what Ray wanted to do with him. He had been spying on them in Velasquez all along. Well, we knew Kalen was a mercenary. We didn't know he was Rady's. And he was spying us all along? Damn! I honestly didn't expect that at all. The rally was the first time we saw Kalen. To know he was undercover for that long? Reddy must know about the ritual then. He must know all about you too. How did I not recognize Kalen? If he truly did spy on Velasquez, well, he must have been in disguise. That boy is definitely a prodigy.
I tell them what Reddy said, how Velasquez wanted Kalen to starve to death. That's why he used the rally to get him imprisoned. Kalen had dug up some royal secrets while undercover.
Propaganda. Velasquez would never do that.
And yet our mailbox remains empty.
Conrad, you can't possibly believe this? I'm sure Reddy's efforts will be fruitless. Either way, he'll attack Blair for us. We're lucky, even if we were being played. If Kalen is fine, he'll look foolish. But if for some reason he's in danger, well, I doubt that Velasquez is involved. Velasquez would never want a boy to die, especially not such a young and skilled one.
Or would he?
What?
You seem to forget about our history. Mainly, the origins of our little guild. And you also seem to forget our jobs. We kill those who oppose Velasquez, or those who threaten his reign. We might not be killing Lord Player, but that doesn't completely absolve us, especially not from our little test. I wonder if Velasquez has joined our ranks. He could be doing some killing of his own.
He wouldn't do such a thing. Velasquez is an honorable man.
Honorable enough to hire assassins, yeah. And Kalen would die by starvation alone, so Velasquez's hand would remain clean. I'm not about to turn against the king, but what if he has his own agenda? It's not such an outrageous thought, Indy. He's capable of hiding things from us, especially if Kalen knows secret stuff. Everybody has something they need to hide.
And what would that be?
How would I know? He'd be hiding it. That was a pretty stupid question, Indy. Endymion slams his fist on the table.
Pow. As I've said before, think logically. These accusations are extremely outlandish. Did I not say that Reddy would do this? Subterfuge, exactly as I thought. He wants us to be having this conversation.
I guess you're right. Sorry for that line of thought. Endymion Shapiro.
As you should be. Insubordination is a vile thing, Conrad. I didn't think you were capable of it.
Endymion takes 2 keys out of his pocket. He placed them on the table, one in front of me and one for Conrad. The one he placed in front of me says 23 on it.
Respectfully, I am ending this discussion. I got PB to run us a room for the night. He'll place down our growing tab. But trust me, it'll be pocket change, especially after we deliver the Savior. We depart in the morning. Rest well. If Velasquez asks us why we're late, well, we'll have to blame it on Reddy. I'll be at your door as the sun rises.
He gets up and leaves without another word. I'm sorry for the way he talks sometimes. I don't think he knows what logic means. It doesn't mean sucking up to our king. Where I come from, you doubt everybody, and you don't draw the line at your boss, especially if they rely on your skill. More reason for them to butter you up. Let me give you one piece of advice. This is my creed, so don't judge me. The closer you let somebody get to you, the faster they can stab you in the back. I don't believe in friendship, except I called you a friend. Earlier, you say I'm starting to like this guy. A friend will always become an enemy. You just haven't set them off yet. It's not like I want this to be true. But I've seen it happen so many times, especially in our line of work. A friend is such a fleeting thing, but an enemy you remember forever. Stunning how fast that transition can be. That's why I try not to make friends. They're really all just potential foes. Except for you. You seem different. Perhaps it's an earthling thing. Or perhaps you're special. He rubs his arm nervously. This dude's totally just Rook. He's literally just Rook. I didn't mean to lecture you. I apologize, Pants. I tell him there's no need to apologize. In fact, I asked him to continue. I was interested in learning about their past. Especially more about their relation to Righty. Really? Thought you'd want me to shut up. You really are something else, you know? He lets out a soft smile.
Just like Rook did.
Oh shit, what if Endymion is the Terra version of Rook's friend that died? Alright, boom. We knew each other way before we teamed up. I kinda hated that story though. I'll have to tell you that one. It makes me seem weak and boring. But if you want to know about Righty, well I can tell you a lot about that guy. About 10 years ago there's an incident.
Velasquez helmed some sort of big project. Instead of helping, it was a huge failure. He ended up getting a lot of hate for this. There were people who wanted him out from the throne, or even from living. Unless we're talking about the Exodus Project, Terra's attempt to open his connection to other worlds. Velasquez needed a more militant approach. He was usually passive, but not anymore. He did have Righty as his hired guard, but protection just wasn't enough anymore. He needed to wipe out insurrection, stop attempts at regicide before they began. That's why he formed the Assassin's Guild. Originally, Righty was supposed to lead, and he was supposed to recruit 2 others. That's when he found me and Endymion. We got an audience with Velasquez. We were meant to be a triumvirate. We were supposed to ensure his reign, and we are all placed above the law. Velasquez knows what's best for Terra. A new ruler would just screw things up. We weren't put in action for a while. During that time, his tavern was built. Righty built it, actually. Velasquez wanted to win over the people, and he'd be able to help plan things freely. Everyone was reveling all over this place. It left us free to do what we needed. Velasquez is a genius, I'll admit. But before he'd put us in the field, we had to complete an entrance exam, something we did to show our fealty. This is what Righty told me about earlier. He said he couldn't do it and had to back out. You need to realize before I tell you this, I was young and stupid. I didn't know the world like they did. They were fully grown men at this point. I was just a clueless teenager. I only knew it was right to follow my peers. So let me put it this way. We had to prove we were worthy assassins, and what else would we do but kill? Velasquez wasn't just satisfied with anyone. We had to show that we held no remorse, that we killed with no hesitation at all. To that end, he researched our past. He came with very specific targets. Somehow, he thought this was a good idea. He had us kill our friends and family. He had us kill those we were close to. Those we would even call lovers. But I don't make friends, remember? In this situation, I got off easy. But Endymion had those connections. I watched him kill people he loved, all in an effort to win over our king. But this is where Righty ran away. He was too close to PB and Fidget by now. I fucking knew it. Choosing his targets was easy for Velasquez, but he couldn't do it. Not at all. He broke down and ran away in an instant. I never thought he'd be the type to run. He sought shelter in this tavern. Kind of ironic, don't you think? The same tavern that Velasquez funded, and he barely leaves the rabbits alone. He thinks they might be targeted again. That someone will do what he couldn't. I have no idea how to respond to this story. Definitely the last thing I expected to hear, except it was the first. We all swore to uphold our honor. We said we'd never tell anyone about this, but I guess I might lack honor. I know that you won't repeat this. I trust you with this information. I don't think you're the type to talk. Now that you know our past with Righty, and why I don't fully trust Velasquez, it's possible that he wants Kale in bed. Anyway, I'll let you get your rest. Please don't hold my actions against me. I was young back then, and stupid. He gets up and leaves, not saying another word. Probably for the best. I'm at a loss, too. I have no idea how to take any of what he just said. It's hard to get a read on anybody in Terra, just when I think I know them, this happens. I almost can't believe what I just heard. Was siding us right the right thing to do? I guess we'll find out when I save, and if the true endings flags go up. I keep this conflict in my head. Best to not show any doubt to those around me. I notice a bunch of doors on the second floor. They must all be rooms for rent. I'll look for room 23, where I'll be staying. When I eventually find it, there's a drawing on it. There's a stick figure and a rabbit figure holding hands. Both the figures are smiling. That's really cute. I look a little closer, signed by Fidget. I guess he views us as friends? I'm grateful. Why am I just a stick figure? Is it because I don't have a persona? This is bullshit. Yeah, this is my room. I must be the stick figure. I unlock the door and take a deep breath as I enter. Finally, I have some time to relax. I feel like this is a major victory. But then, all it really is the calm before the storm. Dun dun dun. There that night, in the privacy of the wine cellar. God damn it, I wanted to save and go to bed. I remember this guy's voice. Oh, God. I have to say, you really helped. Destroying the mail was a great idea. Now they'll attack Lord Player for sure, or at least they'll make Righty do the same. Player's days are numbered either way. Thank you very much for your help. What about this savior in your midst? That was kept a secret even from me. It would be a great contingency plan. I didn't think you'd sell them out, though. How do you think they'd feel about that? I don't need you to lecture me, Riley. I am old enough to make my own choices. You won't get a reaction out of me here. Very well. You'll get your money soon. I'll have it delivered in a day or two. This fucking dumbass Squidward sounding rabbit.
Perhaps you can buy Fidget a present. Money? We didn't do this for money, Riley. You said you had information about Mother.
I did. You must be mistaken, PB. Get things written down in the future, dumbass. It ensures you won't get cheated.
You bastard!
Now, I didn't say you wouldn't get it. So you want information on your mom, huh? She a bitch. Then I have another task you can do for me.
Not yet. I'm not finished with this. Why do you want Lord Player on a hit list? I thought he was your boss, your friend.
Of course he's not my friend, you dolt. You're right about being my boss, though. But I hate that man. He's a stepping stone. He's snagging up all the votes for me. When he's gone, I'll take his campaign. And then the king's throne will be mine. And if he's killed by Righty, or even the assassins get him, more reason to have them all executed.
Oh. What is the next task, in order to learn about my mother?
I'll tell you soon enough, PB. As I mentioned, I have a contingency plan. So if you'll excuse me, I'll be in touch.
Oh.
I don't like this at all. He lied to us, PB.
Yeah, he did.
But it's funny because of the PB, and she's kind of like, he's kind of pink and purple like Jelly, and it's like in PB and Jelly. I don't fucking know. I'm not a writer. Clearly, I don't use IT''S for possessives.
He probably doesn't know anything about Mom. I bet he was just using us for his benefit.
Yeah, he was. Don't worry, Fidget. He'll get what's coming to him.
Really? Runny's not as fun as hitting. You think so?
Yeah, evil men always do.
What a twist. Yes, I would love to save my game, as a matter of fact. Alright, time to find out if we did something right or wrong. Fuck. There's no way that the true ending is you have to go with them. Fuck. Alright. I'm done. My throat's shot. Alright. That'll do it from me. Thanks everyone for dropping by. And I'll see you in the next one. Later.